Hi, my name is Jeffrey Patrick Louie. I'm from Imagination Tech, and you've probably seen my channel where I talk about drones, where I fly drones, and I talk about the technology behind the things that we fly. So today we're going to be talking about the drone laws as they exist right now here in the Philippines, and some proposed amendments by the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines that they want to add to it and to revise, and how this affects flyers here in the Philippines. So largely the FPV community has been flying under the CAAP radar, and we've been having an okay experience. They don't really mess with us, and they don't really care about us a lot because we're mostly recreational flyers. But with this new amendment, everyone is going to be affected because even recreational flyers with drones that have a camera will need to have all of their drones registered. Granted, it's going to be for free, but you're still going to have to go through all of the hoops in registering your drone with the Civil Aviation Authority. Well, first of all, we have to address the legality of this amendment, because anywhere in the world, we are the only ones who are requiring that drones be registered because they have a camera, even if they're under 250 grams. Other countries, they have the rules for 250 grams and above. No one is requiring this for anything that has a camera, so we are unique in that sense. And first we have the question: is this thing the right way to go for CAAP? And the concern with CAAP is privacy, and they're concerned that we are going to be using these whoops, these little drones, to spy on people. And I think, in my opinion, that is a little bit overreaching and overstepping on their bounds, because there are so many tools that you can use to spy on people if you wanted to. Like, you can whip out your cell phone and that's going to do the same thing. So why is it any different with drones? So with the new proposed amendments, we now have to register these tiny whoops, which are this is an 18-gram tiny whoop, but because it has a camera, it now has to be registered even if we're flying it recreationally. And we think that's ridiculous because this little thing is not even capable of spying on people. It doesn't have the range. It's analog camera. It's not going to deliver high clarity images, and it's just ridiculous because we have to change the parts every time. If we burn out a motor, change it. If we burn out one of the ESCs, we change the flight controller board. So what happens then? Is it now considered a new unit if we replace the flight controller, the tiny whoop frame, the motors? But now we have to register this tiny little thing with the CAAP. So with a few key people in the FPV and drone committee, we're setting up the United Philippine Drone Committee. It is a non-profit, non-stock organization, and our goal is to help mediate between the FPV community at large and the drone community at large, and propose our own version of the amendments to CAAP, and hope that they consider some of our points and they reconsider some of their points as well, so that the ruling is actually more practical, more useful, and more effective in regulating the Philippine safety aviation airspace and ensuring that everyone flies safely. So in the original proposed amendments that they published on the CAAP website, any drone that's 250 grams and below without a camera was off the hook. You didn't have to register it or anything. And during the hearing, they clarified on those points that 250 grams below with a camera still needs to be registered even for recreational flyers. And anything above that, up to 7 kilograms for non-commercial use, would still need to be registered. Now, any drone that's used for commercial use needs to be registered, and this comes with a fee. So it's free for recreational and with a fee for commercial use. Now, to talk a little bit about commercial use, this includes like anything that you use your drone for to make money. That includes covering events, covering weddings with your Cinewhoop, using your Mavic to fly a shot for for a real estate company. So those things are pretty much covered as well. So right now, CAAP is more concerned with the off-the-shelf drones like the DJI Mavics and the Phantoms, and UPDC intends to help CAAP further refine these categorizations by telling them about FPV freestyle drones, racing drones, Cinewhoops and Cinelifters and other micro drones as well. Because with this further refinement of categorizations, we now see a potential for using Cinewhoops, which are basically caged drones with the prop guards and everything, which is a little bit more safer for flying around people. And we think that there is a lot of potential application in the commercial space with these Cinewhoop drones for flying near people, shooting commercials or shooting events. And we want to refine these categorizations further so that we can apply this technology to more and more uses. So I'm a YouTuber. Imagination Tech is a monetized channel, but we don't make a lot of money. So just to make that very clear. And there are a lot of other YouTubers here in the Philippines who don't make a lot of money, who have just passed the monetization requirements of YouTube. Technically, even if you're not making a lot of money, you're technically making some money, and that falls under commercial use. So that's a big problem, because now you're not required to register all of your drones. That means all of my freestyle drones, all of my racing drones that I put on the channel, even the ones that I build on the channel, even the ones that sponsors send to the channel, they have to be registered with the CAAP, and you have to register each and every one of those. So what if I change the parts on one of my builds? Do I have to register it again? So there are a lot of gray areas, and we intend to clarify these things, as well as maybe propose some amendments to create an exception for small-time YouTubers or small-time operators as well. Maybe similar to how BIR is doing it with a revenue threshold. If you don't meet this revenue threshold, maybe we can be exempted from this rule. Well, first of all, we have to really make it more streamlined, because not every flyer is based in Manila. Like, I'm from Baguio, some people are from Visayas, some people are from Mindanao. So first of all, this has to be streamlined. It has to be accessible to everyone regardless of location. And it has to be cost effective, because again, if you have a lot of drones and you're just flying recreationally, it doesn't make sense to have to register all of your drones that have to pay for it. The problem with a lot of pilots who live in the city is we live close to an airport as well. And for example, in Metro Manila, you are like within 10 kilometers of Ninoy Aquino International Airport. And the problem here now is that you can't really fly legally, so most people just go ninja and fly, at some certain spots. So what we're proposing is that we create sanctioned spots where people can fly worry-free legally, and it's sanctioned with CAAP so that they know that we're flying there responsibly and within certain requirements. So we've already had a public hearing with CAAP. We've already submitted our proposed amendments to them as UPDC, but this is long from over. This is going to be a continuing conversation, and we need all of your help. We need all of your voices to let us know your concerns, and we need to send this over to CAAP as a united front, because I heard that unity is a big thing these days, right? So we are going to be putting out a lot more information in the following days or weeks. We're going to be setting up concrete ways for you to help us, but for now, please follow us, follow this channel, and when we set up our website as the United Philippine Drone Committee, I'd request you to follow that as well when we set up our Facebook page as well. So do stay tuned. We will be coming out with a lot more updates for you. So for now, stay safe, keep flying safely, and within CAAP regulations.